Jessica Ostryhon here for KelownaNow at West Coast Authentic here in Kelowna with a woman who needs absolutely no introduction, 5-time Olympic medalist, 7-time World Women's Hockey Championship medalist, in ESPN's list for the top 20 toughest athletes of all time, not just women, and as well in the top 10 for the best female athletes in the history of sports, Hayley Wickenheiser. Hayley, I'm not sure if you... I'm not sure what you instill in me more, pride or fear, but what...
Not tough, really.
Well, that's not what I hear. My first question for you is, what is your relationship like here with Kelowna and with the Okanagan in general?
Well, over the years we've played here a number of times with the national team in different international games and camps and things like that. We spent our boot camp before Sochi an entire 45 days in Penticton training and made our way through the corridor here quite a bit and long bike trips and things like that. And I've spent most of the last 10 years of my summers out here too, and just really love this part of the world.
Well, we welcome you.
Well, thank you.
We also welcomed another Sochi athlete recently who came back with her silver medal, and that was Kelsey Surwa, and she complained that it was too heavy to wear around her neck for a long period of time. So I'm curious to know, of all the medals that you have won, Olympics, World Championships, which one was the heaviest?
The Salt Lake gold medal is actually the heaviest and the smallest. It looks like a tiny little bomb, actually. So when you take it through airport security, it always raises eyebrows. But this one's just a little bit lighter, a little less than 2 pounds. So it's pretty heavy. Most people comment on the weight of it when they see it.
Oh. Well, this one obviously won in Sochi, and you have competed in countries all over the world. And obviously, we all saw you win gold in Vancouver at home in 2010. What is the difference between winning gold at home and winning gold in any other country, let alone Russia?
Well, winning here in Vancouver, nothing will really ever beat the feeling of winning on home ice. And you know what the difference is that you immediately feel the impact that you have on your home nation. And in Canada, across the country, people celebrated with us. And in Sochi, we knew everybody was with us, but it was just a long distance. So we were watching some of the celebrations on YouTube and things like that of what was going on back in Canada. But I don't know if anything will compare to walking through the streets of Vancouver just after our game and just watching people celebrate, knowing that that was you they were celebrating for.
Well, speaking of comparable moments, we all know that you compete as a team and you win as a team. So tell us what it was like to walk into the Olympic Stadium as Canada's flag bearer, as a lone person representing not just your team this time, but our entire country.
Well, it's a pretty cool feeling to, I guess, lead the Canadian team into the stadium, and the type of Canadian team that it was this go around. We had so many good, successful performances in Sochi and a lot of really amazing athletes. So I think we all feel pride to be Canadian, and we know that when you travel around the world, when people find out you're Canadian, they just have a little extra smile and handshake for you. And we're really a well-respected country. So looking around that stadium, there was a lot of Canadian flags in Russia that day in the opening ceremonies. It's something I'll never forget.
You were also elected to the IOC during the Sochi Winter Olympics, and what do you plan to do in your future as a member of the IOC?
Well, right now it's just trying to figure out the big machine that it is and how it all works and operates. There's a lot of moving parts to the IOC, but I think that my goal will be to carry on what Becky Scott did with her work, which is a lot of work on the anti-doping side and always keeping the athletes at the forefront of the Olympics, because that's really what the Olympics is about, is the athletes of the world, and it should always remain that way.
You yourself are an advocate of women's hockey, obviously, and your plan is to sort of watch that grow globally in the future. What are your plans to accomplish that goal?
Well, I think just to continue to try to raise the profile of the game, not only here in North America, but across the world. Countries like Sweden, Finland, Switzerland, Germany, that where women are quite well respected in society and given equal opportunities, need to continue to invest and grow their female hockey program. So that's sort of what my goal is with the IHF and the IOC work that I do, and continue to fight for eventually one day to have a professional league for women's hockey, which I think we'll see someday soon.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Wickenheiser Women's Hockey Festival?
Yeah, we call it WickFest because it's a really long name, but it's held in Calgary every November, and we have teams from around the world, from novice through midget, that come. And this year we're expecting over 80 teams from around the world. And it's not just a hockey tournament, but they also get off-ice sessions and things like equipment and fitness. And you get a chance to interact with NHL stars and stars off my team as well, and learn so that when they leave, they become not only a better hockey player, but a better athlete. And all of our proceeds go to support Right to Play and Jumpstart. So it's an event I'm pretty proud of.
Are you aware of the event going on here in Kelowna tomorrow to support women's hockey?
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, I'll tell you a little bit about it. At Rutland Arena tomorrow, they're doing a free hockey play for the Kelowna Minor Hockey Women's Association, obviously. And so Play It Again Sports has teamed up, and they're offering free equipment for girls who want to try hockey for the first time or who can't afford to get into it. So while you're in town, it's between 9 and 1:30 tomorrow. If you have time, that would be kind of a cool thing, I think, for girls who are getting into hockey, for a hockey icon like yourself to show up.
Well, I didn't know about it. I'm actually flying back home today, but I think that's an awesome concept, and I know that they do that quite a bit across the country with in different areas to try to get young girls to play. And one of the big barriers with hockey is just the cost of the equipment and the ice time of getting kids into sports. So, organizations like Kids Sport, Jumpstart, people Play It Again that are doing those things are making it a lot easier, and we're getting better athletes into the game because of it.
Well, thank you so much for doing this, Hayley.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jessica Ostryhon for KelownaNow at West Coast Authentic. You can visit them at westcoastauthentic.com.